was just about to say evening, Sasha. I'm so sorry. And to the viewers as well, but morning. Morning, as you can probably tell from my eyes. But quickly wash my face, got out of bed because it's an exciting weekend. We're going to be celebrating the title. We're going to be celebrating it together. But we might be celebrating a few more signings as well. Maybe Frimpong and maybe even Florian Wirtz might attend the big parade with millions and millions of fans in the city this weekend. It's live. You asked for a live show with Sasha. We gave you a live, and we are giving you plenty over the course of the last 2-3 weeks. But it's a big, big welcome to the person, to the well-renowned and respected Sacha Tavolieri for his debut on Born and Red. Sasha, it's a big, big welcome to you. And just on camera, and I know I was talking to you behind the in the building as well, but just fair play to your exclusive for yesterday that you broke the story that Liverpool have agreed personal terms, and he's made the big call to the Bayern hierarchy and Vincent Company about his wishes to join Liverpool Football Club. But welcome to BNR. It must be really, really busy for you today. And you were telling me you've been up since 6 o'clock, but you're probably doing shows since 6 o'clock, and you probably got another 10 lined up. But welcome, and how's it been for you over the last 24 hours, mate?
Thank you very much. No, it's crazy, because fact is that I'm a bit jumping into all the activities I get. So I'm commenting the game for Sky Sports Switzerland live, and I was commenting the champion of Italy, yesterday night. So I was there with the celebration and so on until something like I think it was midnight and 10 minutes, something like this. So I had 4 hours live, plus dealing with the Florian Wirtz case. Plus, I had a show also in Belgium at for you it's 6:30 UK time. So I had so much things to do, mate, and I want to be thankful to the internet to exist, because without this I couldn't make it happen for sure. But yeah, it's crazy, and yeah, it was also a Friday afternoon, very, very busy to confirm all the news with Florian Wirtz telling FC Bayern that he's going to choose Liverpool. And also it's a story quite crazy, because there were so much things happening inside the deal, and you see that the red line into all that story is Liverpool and Michael Edwards working in the dark to make it happen. But his work was absolutely fantastic, and I understand why FSG contact him and hire him as a sports director, because they couldn't dream about a better sports director, to be honest.
Let's stick with that then, because I was going to ask you about the background noise. How come Liverpool came late into the deal? We were all led to believe, and I think you wanted the opportunity to, sort of express and elaborate of, I think you mentioned about Bayern Munich's interest, Manchester City's interest a couple of weeks ago as well. But tell me what happened, how Liverpool came into this deal, and did you mention the term "stay in the dark"? Well, Liverpool pounced at the right time, but give us a bit of the background as to what happened over the course of the last few weeks.
It started with the great relationship between Michael Edwards and Bayer Leverkusen before everything, I think Liverpool came very in a smooth way with the discussion, starting with the deal with Frimpong, saying with Leverkusen, okay, we are going to make a big opportunity in terms of finance with getting one of the best right back in the world for less money, because 35 million euros as a release clause is a very, very less money and cheap for that kind of player in the market. But let's speak about what we can do in the future, so that you don't feel a bit lost into that deal, and so we can fit and make it happen for sure. And Edward starts to spoke like this, very friendly with Leverkusen. But at that moment, we can say that Manchester City was far, far away in the deal. So they were I don't know, one on two step in advance, because they had already received Bayer Leverkusen officials inside Etihad Stadium. They spoke with them, they organized for the deal, they made the installments, they spoke about partnership. So they made the whole work so that they can reach an agreement. But the only thing that was lacking was indeed the green light of Florian Wirtz, you know. And the most important thing is that in that deal is that Florian Wirtz had something promised by FC Bayern, you know, and it was something amazing, something even more than what Pep Guardiola is going to earn every year at Manchester City. So
Okay.
it's something huge that would have been for him the most paid player in Germany and the most German player, the best paid in the history. So it's something. It was something crazy. So we were telling, if you count the add-ons, at 25 million euros per
Hmm.
year. So it's something absolutely impossible to do for Manchester City, because if they do this, they cut the salary cap, and they made a bit the trouble that happens when Erling Haaland arrived at Manchester City. So inside the dressing room, sorry, it was a really problem when he came on, because everyone says, okay, he didn't show a lot, and he's just young into the dressing room, and he is earning more than all the very important players. So it came like this, and that's why you then saw that Manchester City communicate that
Okay.
they didn't wanted to get the player, or they didn't had the money to make it. It was not about the package. It was not about the fact that it cost 300 million and so on. No, it was about the fact that if it was like this, Pep Guardiola was a bit lost inside his dressing room. And we know that there has been this year some troubles also about the relationship between the big players of Pep Guardiola and Pep Guardiola. And that was for me the most important thing also to say. And after that, Florian Wirtz said to Manchester City that, and it was quite true at that moment, that he is going to go to Bayern Munich, because they were the only one to be able to give what his father, his agent also, and him wanted to get. So at that moment,
So sorry to interject, Sasha. So he gave his word to buy him at that time. Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Okay.
sure. That was also what he says to Manchester City officials, and that's why also I tweeted that he had chosen because in Hugo Viana mind, in all the guys who works with Hugo Viana, he was going to sign for FC Bayern Munich. It was the case, you know. And then what happens is that, and that's why I tell you that the work in the shadow that Michael Edwards did was amazing. He worked with Florian Wirtz to speak, and also with the with that famous, what was going to be a famous travel to England to see the training center, Liverpool, and so on, to see a bit how it's going to happen, and also listen what Liverpool is going to do for him, and how they are going to consider him. Because when you had Manchester City was telling to him, okay, you will be one successor of Kevin De Bruyne, we like you, but you will be one of the players, Liverpool said, no, you are a versatile player, you are a free player, you are going to be the free guy who's going to make the difference, you are going to be my star. And when Liverpool made the difference, in my opinion, also, is that Guardiola was not there when the son spoke to when the father
Okay.
spoke to Manchester City. Arne Slot was there when they spoke, and they
Wow.
went to England. So they spoke, and they say, okay, that's going to happen. You are going to have to be the masterpiece of the game. We are going to change a bit our plans and so on. Plus the fact that they had already closed the deal of Frimpong at that moment, you know. So
Yes.
it was already done, you know, and so Frimpong pushed also Wirtz to say, okay, come with me, we will enjoy. I think you are in a good place, and so on. And the last part of the thing now, before telling Bayern Munich indeed that he's leaving LFC, was for Liverpool and Michael Edwards to convince FSG to release the money. It's just this, you know. So that was the key, and there has been, of course, a big meeting where the proprietaries has understand that with the impact in terms of communication, in terms of image, and so on, of the loss of Trent Alexander-Arnold leaving for Liverpool, they had to make a big another big announcement to a bit replace in terms of collective imaginative for the people and replace a bit also in the heart of the guy a big player. And what's better than the biggest transfer possible, likely biggest transfer window of the summer than getting Florian Wirtz? It was for them something very obvious, and that's why they decide to go on and they apply simply what FC Bayern was going to give to Florian Wirtz in terms of money, and FSG say, okay, we are going to make the effort, and we are going to propose him all what he wants, and he will get it. And that's why Florian Wirtz then, after showing a bit some looking for some houses nearby the Liverpool training center, called first Max Eberl, then Vincent Kompany to tell them, okay, I want to join. I'm from I'm a red, and I decided, thank you very much for the interest to my profile. Thank you for all the effort you did, but I'm sure that it's better for me to go to Liverpool. So I'm going to Liverpool now.
Sacha, was there a last ditch attempt on Bayern's behalf to resurrect the deal, convince the player, convince the club, maybe up their bid? Was there a last ditch attempt from Bayern?
On Bayern, the most important was to convince the club, but they had a big problem is that the father was okay. So we can say that the father of Wirtz wanted to reach for Wirtz to come to Bayern, but that's why also they said to Manchester City that they went to FC Bayern, but they didn't listen to the son. And at the end, it's the son that is playing, so it's the son that made his job, So and he said he made his choice, and he said no to the father. I want to go to Liverpool, even if it's for a little less of money. It will be something like 20 million per year brutto for a long-term contract. So they are going to explode absolutely the salary cap that Liverpool has, and they did the effort that Manchester City never did.
Do we have any details, if personal terms are agreed, Sacha? Any details on the length of contract, the salary, and anything?
But in terms of length of contract, I can say that it will be a 5 years deal because it's a long-term deal, and it's something that they are used to give for that kind of players. So that's the discussion about this. First, Liverpool wanted to agree with the camp of Wirtz, so they were discussing about the money and so on. It will be close to 20 million per year.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I think it will be with Mohamed Salah the best paid player in the squad, and that will of course make something also important. But in Liverpool, they were in a position that makes him a star, and so that's why Florian Wirtz decided for Liverpool. They said, okay, I'm going to be very important because I'm going to earn maybe the best salary possible for this, and then that's why I decided to join the Reds. So that was the main of the decision, and that's why he decided also for LFC.
Sacha, I get that feeling. By the way, I love the fact that Jeremy Frimpong is acting as a Liverpool agent already, and he hasn't kicked a ball for us anyway. So big up for him to be doing that and getting his best mate across to the city of Liverpool. I was going to ask you about how close are we? Are we really, really close? Is it just a formality? Yeah. The main thing is the personal details. I agreed. It's about the structure of the payment, I guess, the feeling. And he needs to join up, from what I understand, with the German national team. I think it's Wednesday or Thursday. Can we expect this deal getting completed by the weekend?
Liverpool wants to be completed in the next 72 hours. So they want a deal, agreement in principle. They want to announce and make a communication through the media. Everyone know in the transfer market window. They want to announce agreement on Monday. So they want to say on Monday, okay, we have an agreement in principle. Now let's work on what is going to happen. So the fee will be around 150 million euros, but it's not a fixed clause, and it's not it's not a fixed amount like it could be with FC Bayern, for example. Like, for example, they were very strict and they didn't want it to sell to also FC Bayern because of the competition of course inside the German league. But Liverpool will get also the facilities, will get the package, will get the add-ons, will get the installments to make it happen at 150 million euros. So what's happening this weekend is just to find out how it's possible for Leverkusen to get that amount and for Liverpool to pay it in first in first part and then in second part and so on. So I don't believe that they will, and it won't be the case that they will pay straight away. That amount they will making structurally so that they can pay it, and also in the way FSG give the okay to Michael Edwards. So that's a bit the key right now, and it will be just a question of how to structurate the deal. But the fact is that the deal has been so far right now. The player has been so clear, also with FC Bayern closing every other possibilities, that there is no other way to see him wearing the shirt of Liverpool in the next days or week. I can tell you that he will earn right now the shirt of Liverpool on Monday, because it won't be the case. Factually, it won't be the case. But next week, before the international call up, that can be the case, because everything is clear. He has he has almost chosen already his house. The personal terms are verbally agreed. Liverpool is making the work to found an agreement in principle that has to be transformed also into the documentation. So all these are details, but they are very important details on the deal. And then they could expect to see Wirtz making the medical test and then sign his 5-year contract to Anfield.
Yeah, we've got about 5 minutes left, Sacha. I want to quick sort of send you a few quick fire questions. There's a few super chats as well that I'll bring up. There's over 1,000 people watching at 10:30 in the morning. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and head over to all Sacha's social media platforms as well and give him a follow and stay in touch with him, all his brilliant work. And I'm sure it'll be a very, very busy summer for him. What next? Afterwards, we believe, okay, if that's going to get completed in the next 72 hours, Frimpong is more or less done. Kerkez is on the horizon, Sacha. Is there any players that Liverpool are looking at, especially when you think, okay, Wirtz is the marquee signing? Is he going to play the false nine, or as the Germans call it, the wrong nine? Are we looking at a striker, Sacha? Can we go big on a striker? Can we go bring in a 50, 60 million pound striker, which is seen as a project player? Someone like Sesko, Ekitike has been linked. Is there any other names that you're hearing?
What we can say is that the money spent for Wirtz can end up practically directly the case of Alexander Isak. I can just announce you that, because it's too much money. It would be something like 300 million pounds, and it's impossible, because also the Saudis want him to stay, and even to make him a superb contract to continue with Newcastle. So Alexander Isak was the top target, the top priority of Liverpool. They really wanted. It was something like the first name. But when they understand that the Saudis want also sell him, it was something like 2 weeks ago. Then they said that they decided to say, okay, we are going to spend that money on what's possible, and what was possible, it was Wirtz. So it was also a restructuring inside the bosses of Liverpool to understand a bit how we can spend that money. So now the first idea will be to sell, to be honest, because Kerkez is on the way, Frimpong is on the way. There will be also a fight, I think, because Manchester City is going to also to push the pressure on the agent of Milos Kerkez, Fali Ramadani, to try to fight on it. And also they have the ego of having lost Wirtz, so it's not done. It's absolutely not done. But of course, Milos Kerkez is a big target for Liverpool. We can speak about...
Are Liverpool heavy favourites, Sacha?
What do you mean?
Or Milos Kerkez, are they still heavy favourites to land him?
I think, yeah. That's my understand. What I understand from the beginning is that Liverpool, it's the first choice of the player. But Manchester City can also be very impactful in terms of the mind, and then maybe Guardiola can make the effort that he didn't make with Wirtz by maybe encountering him, seeing, discussing with him, and so on. So that's also something to follow also to my channel, because I will be on it for sure in the next in the next week. The number 9, it's a key for the transfer window of Liverpool, because Nunez, they want him to leave. He wants to leave, but at the moment there is no money to meet LFC expectations. So they just have to wait and see how the market is going to evolve. There is 2 possibilities very important. Joao Pedro, who I will speak a bit more further on Monday on Sky Sports. I will speak about this, and also Hugo Ekitike, who is very important, also a very, very important target for Liverpool. So that those 2 players are considered as target important to be the next number 9. But fact is that right now they are very opening the gates to a sell of Luis Diaz and of course Darwin Nunez. So they will have for sure to restructure the money, not because of Luis Diaz is not a good player, because they want to refresh a bit the offensive part, and that's why Luis Diaz could be the first to leave, because he's the first also to have the biggest interest in the market right now.
So if Luis Diaz does leave Liverpool, Sacha, any names out there that Liverpool are linked with or you're hearing about on the left wing?
Saudis are very hot on him. Saudis are very hot on him. For sure, it's the same for Darwin Nunez. Saudis are very hot on Darwin Nunez also, so they can put the money, and that could suit, of course, Liverpool, because at the moment we have no clubs that are able to make a big effort so that they can bring, in Europe the players in another part. So the FC Barcelona is indeed interested by Luis Diaz, but they don't have the money to put and to make agreement with Liverpool at the moment. So the most likely possibilities at the moment we are speaking, indeed, it's a Saudi club.
But if he is going to leave, are Liverpool looking at any replacements for the left wing?
It depends on the system you are going to play. Maybe Wirtz will play on the left side, and you want to stay with Szoboszlai on the number 10. It's something that has to be decided also inside Arne Slot. But it's a fact that if Luis Diaz is going to leave, there will be a replacement. Maybe Malik Fofana. I know that Malik Fofana is a big target for. It's a big target. It's a target for Liverpool, but it's not the main target. But they like him, and they think that his profile fits very well with the system of Arne Slot. So Malik Fofana could be the next offensive player to arrive to Liverpool, and they are pushing for him.
There we are. Get on YouTube. After you get on YouTube, go to Born and Red first and smash a like and subscribe to the channel, and then go and type Malik Fofana and start watching his comms, because he could be in a red shirt. You never know. Sacha, I wish I could, send all these questions to you that have been popping off in the chat, but time, we just unfortunately don't have it. There's still 1,100 people here, and all the questions keep popping off. But like I said, we hopefully will welcome you back very, very soon.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. It's a big thank you for coming on today and giving us your insights. But until next time, I think we're back on with Sarib at 12:30 for our Transfer Daily Show. But until next time, we see you, and we catch you in the next one. Take care and have a great weekend. I'm sure we will. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.